Boxing truth here. Wanted to talk a little bit about Sergey Kovalev and his next fight, and how Main Event says he has plenty of options outside of Sullivan Barrera. I'm still trying to figure out what those options are, but I can see why Main Events may not be so keen on making Barrera Sergey Kovalev next, even though both guys are promoted by Main Events and it's a natural fight that could happen. Perhaps Main Events is looking for bigger game. Perhaps building it into a more lucrative fight. Now that Sullivan Barrera is in prime position in the WBC, rated highly under that organization, winning the Intercontinental title in bizarre circumstances in a 10-rounder, which should have been scheduled for 12 since it's a title fight. But Main Events could be looking to have Barrera in position to fight Adonis Stevenson, become the mandatory to his title, attempt to win a purse bid, and then Barrera gets his shot, a chance at Adonis Stevenson, and if he wins, it'll be all good for Main Events. They can now make a fight that's being talked about a little further down the line and make it even a more significant fight. Say that Barrera somehow beats Adonis Stevenson, and then they can match the two fighters together and for a world title in Kovalev and Barrera. But Barrera, he should stay clear from Kovalev at the moment. Make it into a more significant fight where he can get either more favorable terms at the negotiating table. Even though Kovalev's coming off 2 bullshit L's, got cheated at, bullshit L's against Ward, Kovalev is still a name. He's still a franchise player on HBO, and they're still going to air his next fight, and he's going to return in the fall. The question is, who will be the opponent? Naturally, it should be Sullivan Barrera, but Main Events may not want to do that fight just yet. So I'm trying to figure out what are the options out there, but I'm not so sure. Who else is out there that will be a significant name, an interesting fight where HBO will be interested in paying for the rights? There's just not many options out there that I see. Marcus Brown, he's a Heyman fighter. He could be out there, but I'm not so sure how doable that fight is. He's one option. Offer Beterbiev is also another option, but he's going through some promotional problems that he needs to take care of. And Barrera didn't duck Offer Beterbiev. As the evidence shows, Beterbiev's team just couldn't get the business together. They couldn't put the fight on. So whoever said that Barrera ducked Beterbiev owes him an apology, because he took the fight for $62,000 fucking dollars. Didn't even turn it down. Was going to fight Beterbiev for that type of money. And Beterbiev's people weren't able to put the business together. So Barrera was telling the truth. Those guys couldn't get the deal done. They couldn't get the logistics to make the fight go forward. So Barrera is willing to fight anybody for any type of money. But now he has a career on his hands. He needs to look out for his best interests. And from what I see from the outside looking in, it's getting a title shot against Adonis Stevenson, not a non-title fight against Sergey Kovalev, who's coming off the bullshit L's to Ward. The fight could wait a little bit, but if there's no other options for Kovalev, Barrera may be the only preferred opponent for HBO. But Barrera should stay clear of that fight, because the good fortune that's come his way since the Andre Ward defeat will most likely come to an end. Barrera just doesn't have the style to beat Kovalev. He doesn't have a strong enough chin, and Kovalev would have destroyed Joe Smith Jr., not go the distance with him. Kovalev is still a great fighter, was robbed of a victory and was robbed of a fair shake in the rematch against Andre Ward. He is still an elite fighter. Should be considered among the top 2 best fighters in the world today. But on paper, he's not. And now he has to climb back into position to where he needs to get a win on his belt, get back in the winning column. But I just don't see the options Main Events is talking about. Dimitri Bivol, he's a highly rated contender. That'd be an interesting fight. I'm not sure who he's represented by. I know Main Events is not afraid to match Kovalev with anybody. They have so much confidence in him. But Bivol is out there. Marcus Brown is out there. Beterbiev needs to get his promotional situation together. Then that fight could happen. But I don't mind the fight between Kovalev and Barrera. That's a good get-back fight for Kovalev coming off the fights with Ward. Barrera, he's not ready for Kovalev, man. He's not ready for that work just yet. Beating Joe Smith Jr., Shabransky, and the other guy he fought is one thing. But you fighting Sergey Kovalev, bro. Pound-for-pound level fighter. If you want some more good fortune, Barrera, you need to marinate this fight a little more. Get that shot against Adonis Stevenson. I believe that's your rightful path, instead of a potential beatdown and knockout loss to Sergey Kovalev. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.